Oh, hey friends, how you doing? Hope you guys are well. I'm like using TikTok now as my like personal complaining app. Oh, it's fun. It's so cathartic. Just coming on here and just tick, 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 talking all the time. It's great. So I had to find a replacement someplace when the one I went to this morning was closed. And I don't think I've ever articulated this. Well, I have in private to my friends, but not like I'm trying to like hide my house so people don't come and dox me. So, excuse me. But yeah, like I don't think I've ever articulated this publicly, but like I hate swimming around men. I hate it. They irritate me. Like they just hate it. I wish I could ban them all from swimming sometimes. Well, not necessarily ban them off from swimming, but like ban them from like 75% of swimming sessions and just let it be women's only because it's just so frustrating swimming with them sometimes. So today I went to a different pool. It's not a pool I prefer to go to, but it's a pool. It's there. I'll use it. And there were different lanes that you could swim in. So to explain the session I went to, it's a paid swimming session. So you pay to participate. And the pool is separated into different lanes, right? So they have a slow lane, they have a fast lane, they have a medium lane, right? So this pool, what they decided to do was make the lanes even smaller than normal. Because normally in pools I've seen at different places, there's a lot more room to move around. This pool, they made the lanes so small that basically you have room for one person to swim upwards and one person to swim downwards. And so they cut the pool into rectangles, and you're supposed to swim in like an oval shape through the pool, right? And so at first I was having a good old funky time swimming with different people. And then all the people I was swimming with, they left, and I assumed they went home. And so I was in the lane by myself, and I was in the medium lane. And then this old man came into the pool with me. And I know that this particular pool attracts a lot of old people. I don't know if there's a retirement facility near the pool or what. But I've noticed there's a lot of old people who like to join the medium swim. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, y'all are not medium swimmers. You're not a medium speed. Your speed is not at a medium speed. Like you shouldn't be in the medium lane. Like maybe you should be in the slow lane. But, you being in the medium lane, it's giving delusions of grandeur. Like this is not where you need to be. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the lakes and the rivers that you're used to. You're just doing a little too much. And so anyway, this guy, the senior citizen, decides to join my medium lane. And of course, he's super slow. And at first, it wasn't a big deal because I thought, okay, he's in my lane. He's really slow. I'll just try to get around him. Now, I don't know how versed my audience, not that I really have much of an audience, but I do see that a few people have liked my videos, so thank you. I don't know how versed people are with swimming. So I would say there's about 4 different swimming strokes that people do, like the front crawl or the freestyle, where people swim with their hands like this while flutter kicking their legs. There's a backstroke where people kind of windmill their arms back and while flutter kicking their legs. There's the breaststroke where people kind of move almost like a frog in the water to move themselves through. And then there's the butterfly where people kind of reach their arms out and propel their arms forward while dolphin kicking. So there's different strokes, right? I'm assuming this guy was doing a backstroke. But the way this guy was positioned in the pool just now, he stretched his entire body out like how wide my hand is. If you can imagine. If you can think of my phone screen as the lane, this is how his body was stretched out. It was like he was Patrick Star moving back and forth in the pool. And his arm span was so wide and his leg span was so wide that he was literally pretty much blocking the lane. And so I'm sitting there thinking, as I'm swimming, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how am I supposed to get past this man? Because remember, we're supposed to be swimming in a lane, moving in an oval shape through a rectangular lane. And so I'm wondering to myself, how am I supposed to get past this guy if this guy is spread out like Brother Bullfrog? Like, what am I supposed to do here? There was 1 or 2 times where I tried to squeeze past him, so I literally had to flip myself onto my side and like swim past as he's all spread out. And I would notice he'd almost jump back like, oh, like almost like either maybe I kicked water at him or maybe I was too close to him and he's jumping back like, oh, how is she moving so close to me? And it's like, bruh, this isn't leisure swim. This is lane swim. We're supposed to be moving quickly back and forth in a counterclockwise motion. Like, what is you're not supposed to just be there spread out blocking the way. Like, I need to get by. This is part of the swim I paid for, and it just got so annoying, so irritating. And like, and so eventually what I started doing was I started to dive into the pool and like swim underneath him and then come back up and then swim along the way. And I did that multiple times. And I think after a while he started to realize, oh, she's doing this to avoid me. And so he would slowly start to like try to keep more to the side and not block the whole way. But then he went right back to his old habits and kept blocking the way as I was coming by. And like occasionally he would look by to see where I was, but again, I was moving faster than him. So half the time he would look by to see where I was and he'd see me at a certain point, but then by the time I'm ready to pass him, he's back to being spread right in the middle of the lane. And so then I'd have to start diving again to get past him. At first I thought, oh, I'll just deal with it. I'll just continue this on. Because, I'm at a point where I'm like, when it's older people, I've noticed like people in older generations, they don't like when you call them out on things. They don't like when you express your preferences and it doesn't agree with the way they want to be and do. Then all of a sudden you're rude, you're disrespectful, all that stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to get into it with this person, even though this person is literally ruining my swim. I said, I will just do my best to swim around them and move on. Then next thing I know, another old man, another senior citizen decides to jump into the pool. And what does this guy do? He starts swimming in the exact opposite direction that everybody else is swimming in. So we were all swimming Well, no, actually we were swimming clockwise. And I'm looking at the clockwise. We were swimming clockwise. He jumps into the pool and he starts swimming counterclockwise. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't remember what the sign's direction was on which direction we were supposed to swim in. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, if everybody else is swimming clockwise, why would you jump in the pool and start swimming counterclockwise? What sense does that make? And so I had been diving to get under the man who was blocking up my way. And as I pop up out of the water, who do I see but the second man in my way, because he's on the side that I need to be on to get back to the front of the pool, to the other side of the lane. He apologized because I think he genuinely didn't see me in the pool, and I appreciate his apology and I have no issues with the second guy. But after that I'm like, okay, I can't be trying to avoid Patrick Star spread out on the top of the pool, and then I'm also dealing with somebody who's swimming in the wrong direction. I said, I can't do this anymore. So I literally jumped out and went into another lane because I was like, I can't. Thankfully, the other lane, that guy was very nice, very accommodating. Sometimes I'd let him go ahead of me because he was a much faster and better swimmer than me. But at least, we shared the space well, we swam well with each other. If every man could be like that, that'd be great. But I find that a lot of men think they must swim as hard as possible and swim like nobody else is around and everybody else just suck it up and deal with it, It's just so frustrating.